One of the things that we saw is when the Supreme Court made its ruling at the beginning of the year, there was huge celebrations. There were huge celebrations. People felt like the battle had been won. They were very clear that Sex and the Equality Act meant biological sex, and that was welcomed by people. But I think one of the things that we've seen since then is our institutions have obviously had a bit of a different reaction. So can you tell me a bit about what you've seen?
Well, in short, it seems we have a problem with our institutions, especially our unions, that are refusing to move. They're waiting for clarity. We had clarity. We had it in April. The law is on our side, but for some unknown reason, they just want to kind of circumvent the law. This is also known as breaking the law. So the fight continues on. I mean, like I said, I have my new hobby with suing Scottish Government and other organisations, and they keep wondering who funds us. And I'm going, it's you, Scottish Government, because we keep winning the cases. So, yes, we do have a problem with the institutions, the unions. They are starting to come round. They've realised now that they cannot continue like this. And now, because of the ruling in April, women have actually now they realise they have the power. And they know that they can come to organisations like ourselves who can help them with getting in contact with lawyers, how to actually handle conversations with the unions. So it will happen, it's just not happening fast enough.
And I guess a question for you, because what I've seen in my job in the equality space and the women that I met with is, you take the case of Jennifer Melly. She was a nurse. She had a patient who was a convicted paedophile, that she had a medical conversation with a doctor, and she said he in that conversation because she was talking about medical needs. Now the patient got very upset and had a racist tirade at her. She was a black Christian woman, had a racist tirade at her. And then she was suspended from her job. She's still not been allowed to return to that job. 18 months later, she's been penalised. This question of the racist abuse that she faced has not been addressed. So my worry with the Equality Act generally is it's created this hierarchy of diversity, and the needs of that transgender patient was decided to be much more important than her needs, and she was cast aside, and it was the unions. It was the unions who refused to stand up for her. So this is clearly a problem that we've got, in that people have decided that one side of the equality debate is on the right side of the angels and the other side doesn't matter. So how do we take on that activism, and how do we get more fairness back into our institutions?
Spot on, Claire. I think we have to understand that women have been beaten over the head with the Be Kind banner way too long. You know, no one is being kind to women. We're just supposed to sacrifice the things that matter to us, and that's not fair. And the other thing is we need people with a backbone to stand up. You know, I can speak from sport, obviously, with great knowledge. We had a lot of DEI officers that sat on boards in sport, and everyone sat there frightened to challenge them. Yeah. And they knew that what they were doing was wrong. They knew it was unfair, and I would have people come up to me every single day in the sporting world and tell me that they were on my side and it was right, but could I get them to speak out? And so we've got to grow a backbone in those boardrooms where people stand up for women's rights, women's equality and women's opportunities.